Hello guys, new paper by Sakana AI. It's about using multiple different models or neural networks to combine them to create one that knows all of these things that different neural networks know. And this is so crazy. You don't need to actually pre-train or build new model. You can just combine different models. And it's so crazy. They took some random neural networks with random numbers, completely useless, not trained to do anything. And they used their method to pick the best parts of those neural networks and created a new neural network, new Frankenstein, new combined, that can actually do a simple task of classification of MNIST digits of these images. So from random useless numbers, using their method, to actual neural network, although simple one, that actually works without training it. So this is a lot easier, faster, simpler to do with than training the neural network to do the same task. And in other experiments, they combined LLM that knows math and one that knows agentic tool usage, and got a new LLM that knows both and can solve tasks, that math tasks that require agentic tools, a lot better than either of these two. And they have more experiments. The way they do this is they take two models, so they're gonna merge 2 by 2. So first they merge two models, and then they take this model and another model, and then they merge like that. So they merge 2 by 2, but you can merge as many times as you want. So we start from a bunch of different models, and we start from some tasks, some data. For example, you want to solve mathematics using tools or calculators. So you're gonna test all of these models that you have in the beginning to find which ones are good at maths, which ones are best at tool usage. And so you find the best at maths, and then this is the trick. So you don't actually find the best at tool usage. You find the best model that's complementing this math model. So best model that has something what this model cannot do. So in this case, it will be tool usage randomly. But the point here is we have a task. We find the best model for that task, and then we find other best model that's gonna complement what this model still cannot do to solve this task. So then we merge those two models, and now the new model will know both tasks. And let's say we have now this model, and we test it on data, and it still maybe struggles a bit. So we find another model that's now gonna complement this new model, and we merge those two, and now it's even better on the data. So, and you'll see later the technique of merging the models. So this is important. They don't actually decide which parts are gonna, like, how are we gonna merge which parts of the models. For example, we will just merge these layers or these attention heads. No, model decides itself how it's gonna split and which parts it's gonna merge. This is also a new innovation. So the whole model, the whole neural network, will be just one long string or array of numbers. And then their technique will decide where to split that into two, and then merge these halves, these two halves, the first two halves of the two models, and merge the second two halves of the two models by averaging the weights. But we don't just average those weights. We also have some multiply, like, for example, 20% of this and 80% of this, and then sum, and 60-40, and then sum. So now let's go step by step. If this is confusing, don't worry. We're gonna repeat it or explain it in one or two different ways, so you will understand everything eventually, and you will be able to even read this paper if you want to for more details. This paper introduces a new and powerful method for merging machine learning models called Model Merging of Natural Niches, or M2N2. Traditional model merging combines pre-trained models by mixing their parameters, for example weights, according to predefined fixed groups, for example entire layers. This paper argues that this approach is too restrictive and inefficient. M2N2 proposes a more flexible and effective approach inspired by natural evolution. It features three key innovations. Flexible merging boundaries. Instead of merging fixed layers, it can split and merge models at any point, allowing for much more granular and effective combinations. competition for niches or niches. It encourages a diverse population of models by making them compete for data points. A model gets more fitness if it correctly handles a data point that other models struggle with, naturally preserving a wide range of specialized skills. Attraction-based mating. When choosing two models to merge, the parents, it intelligently pairs models that have complementary strengths. It picks a second parent that is good at the things the first parent is bad at. The authors show that M2N2 can, for the first time, evolve efficient models entirely from scratch using only merging. It also scales to large, complex models like LLMs and image generation models, achieving state-of-the-art results for demonstrating an impressive ability to combine skills without forgetting abilities it wasn't explicitly optimized for. So, adding new abilities by combining but not forgetting important abilities that are necessary, or not forgetting any other abilities. Let's see. The problem with existing model merging. Imagine you have two expert books, one on mathematics and one on literature. You want to create a single, superior book that combines their knowledge. Existing method, fixed boundaries. This is like only being allowed to swap entire chapters. You could take chapter 1 from the math book and chapter 1 from the literature book and average them. This is very rigid and might not create a coherent result. So the way I understand this is they average weights of two different methods, but new averaged weights may not necessarily make sense. I mean average weights of two different models, not methods. Also here you are manually deciding that chapters are the right unit for merging, or for example layers in a transformer or layers in neural network. Delimitation. This manual grouping of parameters into layers, attention blocks, etc. severely limits the possible combinations you can explore. The best way to combine the models might involve mixing paragraphs, sentences, or even individual words, not just entire chapters. The M2N2 Solution, a nature-inspired approach. M2N2 is an evolutionary algorithm that maintains a population or archive of models and iteratively improves them through merging. Here is how its three core ideas work. Number 1. Evolving the merging boundaries. Flexible split points. Instead of merging fixed layers, M2N2 works with the model's parameters as one long continuous vector. When merging two parent models, A and B, it picks a random split point anywhere along the parameter vector, merges the parameters before the split point with one mixing ratio, and the parameters after the split point with a different ratio. The way I understand it is you have some numbers, some weights in one model, and some weights, some numbers in the other model. And so this ratio mixing is you take, for example, 20%. So you multiply these numbers here with 20%, 0.2, and these numbers with 0.8, and then add them up. So that's how you mix those two parameters. And then it says here they have a random split point. So you split those. So you have one ratio for one part, 20/80, another ratio for the other part, 60/40, for example. Effect. Over many generations, a new model is created from a mosaic of tiny pieces of many different ancestors. This allows the algorithm to explore a much larger and more fine-grained search space of potential model combinations. True. Finding solutions that fixed boundary methods would miss. Number 2. Managing diversity via competition. Natural niches. Model merging works best when combining models with diverse, complementary skills. If all their models are good at the same thing, merging them doesn't add much value. M2N2 ensures diversity with a clever mechanism inspired by ecology. So we have data points as resources. Think of each training data point as a source of food or fitness. limited resources. The total amount of fitness available from any single data point is limited. Competition. If many models in the population can already solve a particular data point correctly, the fitness reward for solving it again is reduced for everyone. The result, a model is rewarded more for being good at tasks that the rest of the population is bad at. Okay? So the more models can solve the task, the less reward they get. But if just one model can solve the task, then it will get a big reward. So now it's rewarded to solve what and nobody else can. This incentivizes models to specialize in different niches. One model becomes an expert on classifying cats, another on dogs. This maintains a population of diverse specialists, which are perfect ingredients for powerful merges. This is more elegant than manually defining diversity metrics. For example, preserve a model that's good at odd numbers and one that's good at even numbers. So instead of defining this manually by like humans deciding, there is a search. We just search for things that one model is good at and others are not. Attraction-based pairing. In nature, mate selection isn't random. M2N2 applies a similar principle to choosing which two models to merge. Select parent A. The first parent is chosen based on its overall fitness, how good it is. The second parent isn't chosen based on its own fitness, but on its attraction to parent A. So B is attractive to A if it performs well on the data points where A performs poorly, so they complement each other. Effect. This process explicitly pairs models that cover each other's weaknesses. It's an intelligent heuristic that makes the merging crossover operation much more likely to produce a superior offspring model. So they did these experiments evolving MNIST classifier from scratch. Task: create a neural network to classify handwritten digits. This is so funny. M2N2 was able to evolve a high-performing classifier starting from a population of completely random, useless networks. So they are not trained, as I understand, completely random numbers. This is first for model merging. It achieved performance comparable to a powerful standard evolutionary algorithm, but was much more computationally efficient. So then they tried creating LLMs by combining LLM specialized in math, like wizard math, and LLM specialized in agentic tasks, like agent evol. And then the merged model performed better on tasks that required both of these. So if you need to solve a math problem with agentic tool use, then this merged model performed better than either of these on that problem. The main advantage here is that you can create big models without a lot of compute, without pre-training, by just merging different good models. Then they created this image generation model. So they took a very good model that generating images very well, but it only speaks English. And then they took some other model that speaks Japanese, understands Japanese prompts, and then they took that part, or they merged it such that those parts that understand Japanese are now able to generate using this English model good generator. So the new model is gonna generate very good images using Japanese prompts. And it was not only state of the art on Japanese prompts, but also retained its ability to understand English prompts, even though it was never optimized for English during the M2N2 process. This is a big advantage over traditional fine-tuning that can suffer from catastrophic forgetting. This is when you teach it to do one thing, it changes the weights, so now the weights, they were encoding some other information before they were changed, so now they don't anymore encode that information anymore. That can happen, so that's catastrophic forgetting. But in M2N2, in this case, this doesn't happen, and it seems like the way I understand this, it's a lot less likely to happen, or it doesn't happen, or probably a lot less likely to happen. Join my Discord where we do research together, we learn together, we're gonna publish research papers. We already have some research projects going on. We wanna structure this the same way you would do PhD or masters or work at a company. This would just be an open source contribution, and you can master your skills of AI research engineering, and we also have like studying lessons and everything. Or I'm trying to build it all. This is still a new, couple days old, so you can just come and see where this goes. But we want to start publishing like good quality papers, a lot of them, even at the scale of a company or a lab. Check out other videos on my channel, and see you next time.